Great morning. My name is Michelle Patrice Wade, host of Beautifully Reconstructed. We are the ministry in which we believe that God takes the brokenness of our past to beautifully reconstruct us and launch us into our divine destiny. I love to laugh. Why? Because I believe that laughter, like the Bible says, is good medicine, and it does gives us a merry heart. And so today I have my sister, my friend, who keeps me laughing, and so I want you to help me welcome Khadiyah Sankoh-Henry. Hi, Miss Khadiyah.
Hey sis, how you doing?
I am doing amazing that you're here.
Well, thank
Yes.
you. I was about to interview you. It's hard when the interviewer is interviewing the interviewer. So I'm about to say, "How you doing, girl? You are." Well, first off, thank you so much for having me. I am
Absolutely.
so excited just to have an opportunity to sit on this couch again. It is beautiful. First off, it is beautiful.
Oh,
And
thank
I just
you.
love what God is doing with your ministry, with
Thank
Beautifully
you.
Reconstructed, network,
Yes.
ministry, all in all. So I'm just happy for you.
I'm going to tell you, audience, this is years ago. If you've been following the ministry, know that I did Beautifully Reconstructed, the radio talk show. And when I became a network, Khadiyah came out under the network. And so we are forever connected. So she's a
That's
part
right.
of Beautifully Reconstructed as well.
Yes, I am with the Underground Praise Mix radio show.
You got to say it a little bit more jazzy for the people.
Yes,
The Underground
ma'am.
Praise Mix radio show.
She love that song.
It's
Yes,
more than
ma'am.
music. We're here to save souls.
That's it.
Yes,
It's a ministry.
it's a
Yes, it
ministry.
is.
Tell us how music has ministered to you throughout the years, because you have such a love for music.
Well, honestly, like I always tell people, music is my therapy. I've been listening to music since I was a little girl. And, one thing about me, it doesn't matter what it is. I can hear a beat and it become a song. So music been my therapy. And I
Oh,
mean, I can go on and on, but I just love, I don't know, it's something that you just really can't explain. If you're a music lover, then you will understand that,
yeah.
music, it takes you different places. It takes you spiritually, emotionally, mentally. It is take you different places. So I love, love, love music.
Yes, it's evident because even when the radio show comes on, you have a variety of music, and you're even looking for those who have music that we may not have yet heard. And that's one of the beauties of your platform is the fact that you're just not looking to be heard. You want ministry to be heard. You want people's message to come across through their music to those who are a part of your audience, so that it can not only be a blessing to your platform, however, a blessing to theirs as well.
Yeah, so one thing about the Underground Praise Radio Show, I got so many different things going on. I like to say that it's not for everybody, but it's for somebody, and the goal is to save souls. So when I do play different genres between African, Caribbean, hip hop, gospel, reggaeton, is because I'm going out to draw and draw in, reaching different souls. So it touched different people. And the main thing about it, especially with the hip hop portion of it, is that is a sound, I'm gonna say for the youth, but I am a youth myself, so I don't know if that makes sense. I'm a adult youth, but
Yes.
it is just a sound,
Hmm.
and it kind of draws in. So I just love what I do. I love what God is allowing me to do.
I'll tell you this. I almost called you one night. It was late night. I don't know what I was looking for, if I was just listening to music. And one of the songs that you introduced me to when you did your official launch for the radio show was, I think it's 2103.
Oh yeah,
Ain't
you
nobody
love him.
bigger than my
Oh, that's your
God.
song right
That's my
there.
song right there.
Ain't
Yes.
nobody bigger than my
Ain't
God.
nobody bigger than my God.
Yes.
So, it has that, that beat to it. However, the message behind it, when you need to be encouraged about, the challenges that you may be facing at the time, that song reminds me that there is nobody bigger. And it also, one of the things that I love about, my name is Michelle Patrice, and a lot of people call me Patrice. However, I love Michelle because during the most challenging time of my life, I would call my name because of the fact of what it means. It means who is like God, and I would respond to myself, nobody. And so when I think about that song, it all coincides that
Awesome.
there's nobody like him and there's nobody greater than him.
I mean, honestly, there isn't anybody. That's why, like I said, I just take to music. Music is my ministry,
Yes.
even with Lions Den Outreach Prison Ministry. That's another one. Laughter
Yes.
for Christ Ministry. So,
Yes.
got a lot of different things going on.
Tell us, because this may shock some people, how your love for Lions Den, how was that birth?
Lions Den Outreach Prison Ministry. It was birthed because one year I was in the prison cell. And I'm freezing. God is good. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got nervous, y'all. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little
It's
bit.
okay.
But Lions and Outreach Prison Ministry is a ministry where so I write brothers and sisters who are incarcerated. And it was actually birthed because I was there myself,
Yes.
back in 1996, I should say. And I like to say that was training day for me when I got there because God allowed me just to see how it was operating on the inside. I don't know if y'all familiar with the what was it, Pen Pals? It used to be in the Source magazines.
Yes.
You remember
Yes.
them?
Yes.
Okay, well, years ago we used to write brothers and sisters
Yes.
that was incarcerated. So when Lions Den took on, I was like, wait a minute, okay, God, I see what we doing here. He's so, as your word, strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it was birthed. God just did something amazing with that. And one thing about Lions Den that they love is the fact that they're not forgotten, especially birthdays. They love birthday cards. They love Father Day cards. And just to let them know that there's somebody out there. And the uniqueness of Lions Den is that minister through mail, something tangible.
Yes. Something tangible,
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
love, I appreciate what you stated about the fact that they know that someone's out there, because of course sometimes people can be so opinionated about those people behind bars. Whether or not they did the crime or not, they still are souls that need to be saved
That's
and
it.
ministered to.
That's
And
it.
so I appreciate you on behalf. I've had family members who have bbeen behind bars. But it's just a reality. I believe that either we have had some, either we may have been, either we know, but somewhere down the line we know of someone. And so I think that we could appreciate the fact that during that time of their experience, that even if it's not family, somebody God, and that just goes back to the fact that God is mindful of us.
That's right.
Even if they feel as if they don't have family members who are checking in on them or sending them cards or sending them letters, they know that God is mindful of them because God sent you.
Yes, and I like to say that Lions Den is building bridges between families. That's one of the ones. And also strengthening, encouraging, and restoring.
When you talk about building the bridges between families, elaborate on that.
Basically, like the middleman. There was this time, as a matter of fact, I was working for the city of Greenville, and I was driving my little buggy, and I pulled over to the side, and then just so happened, 'cause I'm always talking to somebody, and I was just talking to the lady about Lions Den, and she was talking about her son was incarcerated. So as we were talking, and I said, hold up, what's his name? And when she said his name, would you believe I've been writing him? So he got lost in the
Yes.
system, and she hasn't wrote him in like 10 years. So I was the one that actually connected her to her son.
Oh wow. That's amazing. And that's why you have to be obedient, because you don't know how, just going back to the word, strategic God is.
Yes.
And he will place you in the path that he has designed so that you can make those connections and be a blessing to people, because not only did you bless him, but you blessed
His
her as
mother.
well. Yes, that's beautiful. A beautiful testimony.
Yes, ma'am. I got countless.
Oh, I can imagine, because you've been doing this for years now. How many years have you been?
Ooh, Lions Den was birthed in 2009,
Okay.
as well as Miss Suga Sweet Cane. They both were birthed in 2009.
Wow, that's just about as old as me.
Oh,
Not,
okay.
not,
Okay.
all lions have their place in the lake of fire, so I'm just joking.
Listen, if it makes you feel good at the moment, it is okay. Yes, ma'am.
Oh goodness, talking about laughter. I opened up because you truly are hilarious. You know, the first time when we met, yeah, I met her.
Yes, you met Miss Suga Sweet Cane. Yes, ma'am.
And you called me up to actually be
You
participate.
was a sugette.
I was a sugar. Yes.
My
Oh
background
God.
dancers, yes,
Did I do
singers,
good?
yes. You did
I
wonderful.
did. Okay,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. Because I never got invited back for an invitation. I had to ask. You know, we've known each other for years. I never became a sugar again.
Right.
So I wanted to know. So how was she birthed? I mean, where? I mean, where?
Oh, Miss Suge. Okay, so years ago, I was, well, I still do, but working for the airline,
Yes.
and we were horrible. We used to throw them teeth on passengers that come up, and we clowned all day, every day. Like a
That's
passenger would
cutting up
come.
at work.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be on a ramp riding the tugs with the teeth in, and like I said, checking in passengers, and they don't know if they should laugh, if they should look, or should they run. So I put her down for a while. In this particular time, we were having a program, a women's program, and one of my sisters was like, "Why don't you do Miss Suge?" And I was like, "For what?" Like honestly, I didn't feel like I had a reason to laugh. You know, that was a season where as though my husband was incarcerated, I just had a baby. I'm in this strange land, so it was like ain't nothing funny at all. So I just went on and put clothes to her, and that's how she was officially birthed. And everyone was like, "Girl, you are crazy." And one thing about Miss Suga Sweet Cane is that I have to talk about her in third person because sometimes while I'm in the mix, I'm like, I have to step out of character, laugh, and jump back in character, like, "Yo, you're crazy girl." But that's how Miss Suge was birthed.
Yes. And even now, in my head, I'm listening to her. January.
January, you gotta get it together, March. Yeah, I know. Miss Suge was gonna bring you something today, but I was like,
She
man,
was.
she was gonna bring you some flour.
Oh, good. Now let me tell you. Now Miss Suge made her appearance at my birthday party, my 50th birthday party, and she brought me some flowers, and I still have those flowers. And it's been almost 2 years now. It was a bag of flour.
Yes, it was.
And I still have that bag.
Awesome.
I do. And so it brings me some joy and I laugh often. And you know, of course, with me, I'm a type of person where when people take time to celebrate me and appreciate me, it I'm grateful because I know that people do not have to do so.
Right.
And so, although it's a bag of flour, it's a bag of flour that I sit and I reflect on. And I can sing the song, and
There
you
you
know, it
go.
brings me a
Yes.
moment, you know, of happiness, just in that moment, just from that bag of flour, just reflecting on the moment. So I can imagine that if that's true for me, imagine the many hearts and souls that you are touching through comedy. And you know, she's a Christian comedian, and so it's family friendly.
It is. It is.
So tell us about the events that you do. Do you go out to churches, comedy?
Well,
What?
honestly, Miss Suge, she goes to churches, funeral, bar mitzvahs, whatever, because she liked the cake. You
She
know,
like
so
the cake?
she like cake. So
Okay.
there's some kind of cake in the mix. She's gonna definitely be there. But yeah, I mean, right now, Miss Suge kind of been chilling for a while. You know,
Okay.
we're just waiting. I mean, whenever an opportunity presents itself, and then that's, you know, when Miss Suge come out. Right now is mainly, I want to say, the Underground Praise Mix radio show. So
Okay.
I'm feeding that the more right now.
It's always such a challenge to stop the conversation because there's so much that's a part of your journey. However, this is a good moment for us to do just that as we allow ASAP to minister to us in song. So we'll be right back as he does so.
Gorgeous lady, I love your body, it's hypnotizing. And the motion in your hips when you walk and be synchronizing with boats that be floating in oceans and meeting the waves. And seeing that beautiful face enhances my day. Don't know how many times you've heard it, but you gorgeous, perfectly designed, and chasing after you's word that I'd be lying if I said that I don't think about you. And how you sweet on the inside, and can't nobody stop you from being all that you are. Yeah, a diva with great motives and a beautiful heart. And you glow like a star, glow enough to lit the whole place when you walk on the scene. Shine so much we barely comprehend what we're seeing. You're gorgeous, just something light for a wonderful individual. You deserve every line I described you with in this interval. I love you for you, no matter what you do. To all my ladies listening, you're gorgeous, I love you. I can see the God in you for sure. You're beautiful and wonderful, I know. You probably feel differently, I know. But I promise you're gorgeous, and I just need you to know that I can see the God in you for sure. You're awesome and you're worth it, and I know you probably say otherwise, I know. But I promise you gorgeous, and I just need you to know you're something special regardless of what you feel. I know insecurities may have you questioning what you hear, but just believe you're a jewel. Nonetheless, you're a queen, and you don't fall beneath anything that I said so far. Everything I said so far, you should believe it, but all you see is your flaws. So I know it's hard to receive it. Just imagine if you became comfortable in your skin, confident within, you'd be really hard to convince that you're something other than beautiful, or way below dazzling. The opposite of fine and the nemesis of attractive. You repel it all, and you finally see the God in you. You fall in love with you, and there won't be nobody stopping you. Don't take this lightly, you wonderful individual. Ignore what contradicts what I've quoted within this interval. And love you for you, no matter what you do. To all my ladies listening, you're gorgeous, I love you. I can see the God in you for sure. You're beautiful and wonderful, I know. You probably feel differently, I know. But I promise you're gorgeous, and I just need you to know that I can see the God in you for sure. You're awesome and you're worth it, and I know you probably say otherwise, I know. But I promise you gorgeous, and I just need you to know.
Welcome back. Was that not an awesome song? You're gorgeous. You know, it brings me to the saying that we use, Godfidence. And so I know that you enjoyed it just as much as we did. And so we're going to continue our conversation. But I really enjoyed that. Going back to talking about the Underground Mix radio show, got a little tongue tied. Now, when does that air, and what avenue does it come through? So that, because we want the audience to, we want y'all to tune in.
Yes, most definitely. On YouTube, you can find her under DIYA Henry. On
Dia
YouTube. Dia. And it's funny because the kids be like, oh, that's too long. And they be like, oh, y'all leave me alone. Because, you know, I'm they say YouTuber. So every other Thursday, but I have so much content for days. I have so much music for days. So I make sure I don't miss a beat. I make sure I keep on, you know, just posting different things and have guests on the show. So I'm just.
I was just about to ask about that, because you do have guests on the show sometimes, where you have your highlights.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that, and of course, if someone is interested in being a spotlight or highlight, because I got my little words twisted, but we want to engage and let them know, you know, how when you are talking about showcasing someone's ministry, their business, whatever gifting, tell us a little bit about that, and of course share how they can be a part of the show if they desire.
All right. Well, yeah. First off, the highlight session is where you can share your gifts and your talents.
Yes.
You know, whatever it is that God has given you. new music. As I like to say, we have that new music on rotation. You can once again contact me at diyashenry@gmail.com. That is DIYASANHENRY@gmail.com.
And what are you looking for when, I know new music, but you also, I've listened to the show and you've had people who showcase their ministries.
Yeah.
They are entrepreneurs. So it's more than music.
Yeah, it is. Yes, true. Thank you. It is more than music. Look, it is more than music. Like I said,
That's what I want you to, yes.
opportunity just to share your gifts and your talent, whatever it is that God has given you. You know, I've had a lot of countless people has been on the show just sharing their testimony as well. So
Yes.
ma'am.
What does the future hold for the radio ministry? Where do you see God taking the radio ministry?
Honestly, I'm asking God to teach me how to create my own radio station.
Yes.
You know, because even with the Underground Praise Mix, it was me, myself, and God that taught me. You know, I'm an editor, a producer, a music director.
Yes.
Me and him. So I would like to have a radio station where it'll give people opportunity also just to share what God has given them, you know. Because when I think of music is an art anyway, you know. So when I think of music, I think of it as art fashion, you know. And there's different ways to worship God. It's not just one way that you can listen, you know, that you can worship God or listen to different types of music. There's times I've listened to just instrumental and I played that on the show, and it could take you somewhere, you know, in your worship with God.
Absolutely.
So that's next, I believe, with UG Praise Mix.
Absolutely. We look forward to it.
That's it.
And you neglected to talk about the fact that you have been doing some hosting over the last few years.
Oh,
yes, because I know you personally, I know that you don't necessarily like being in the forefront.
Oh, see, she telling my business now.
I told her, didn't I? Yes, I'm telling your business. However, you have been being pulled.
Yes.
Now, first of all, I want to talk about that because a lot of us, you know, I've shared my own experience, you know, even with Beautifully Reconstructed, you know, even after it was officially birthed, you know, we have a birth date, then we have a launch date.
That's right.
Because, I didn't want to do it. So most of us who are called, we don't appreciate being in the front.
I know, right? I'd rather just be in the background.
We're good serving in the background. So so I'm not judging you. No stones will be thrown.
Yes, ma'am.
However, you know, being pulled out of our comfort zone is different for all of us because we're unique individuals. God has created us that way. So share that experience as it pertains to your perspective of how God has been pulling you out of your comfort zone and what that looks like for you.
Like you said, it feels a little uncomfortable because, you know, we like to stay in the background. But honestly, I believe it is time. You know, sometimes we like to hide behind, as we say, closed doors or behind the scenes because we don't want to do what God is calling us to do. So with hosting, I've had an opportunity. I'm also a part of the hip hop worship gatherers. I love them.
Okay, well, elaborate on that. I mean, for those of us who may not.
The hip hop worship gatherers is actually a group of people from pretty much all over, and we travel. Haven't had a chance to get much traveling in, but I did travel to Detroit, and we traveled to sharing the gospel. And the beauty of it is that everybody come in their own unique way, but we have one mission, and that's Jesus. So right now, they just got back from the Stellar Awards, so I'm like, oh my God. You know, so even being a part of that is amazing. Had an opportunity to MC, to do some interviews there also. So, yeah, he's pulling me.
And I'm here for it.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
here for it. Yes, it's about time.
I know.
Because you have such a big personality. And, you know, it's so funny because although even with Meshuggah, you know, you come out and your personality just shines. However, when you are just coming out and presenting Khadiyah, it's like you're more reserved.
I know.
And laid
Khadiyah
back.
better stop.
You're right. Khadiyah better stop.
I know, because truly, Khadiyah, I had to look at myself like, girl, you know you something else. I know. And
Khadiyah is funny.
Yeah, she is.
Funny.
Cause they're a little funny, a little shy. I don't, you know what? I don't
Yes.
know, sis, why I do that, but truly, I think what it is, once I'm comfortable with a person,
Yes.
then I'm able to be my authentic self.
Absolutely.
So I feel like everybody can't really get Khadiyah because,
Absolutely.
you got to keep some things reserved a little bit. So.
Yes, yes, I get that. I do get that. Well, I'm
So,
glad I get Khadiyah.
yeah, you get Khadiyah, you get Miss Suge, you get Dia, you get all of them, But yeah, God is just so good. God is
Yes,
good. God is
yes.
good.
And it's definitely funny because of the fact that it's, like we stated earlier, it's been 8 years that we've
Yes.
known each other, and I remember when I did a video and you called me. You was like, "Yo, you mad funny," and I was like, "Nobody thought I was funny before," and
Wait,
that
I love the fact how you say yo, cause that's really me.
because that was you.
Hey, yo, you
Yo,
funny.
you funny, yo. I was like, I am funny. I do have a sense of humor.
Right, right.
But sometimes I'm learning to show different sides of myself. Even when I get on, and because now we talk about the exercising. Yeah, you're gonna get something funny because
Right.
that be working out. Yeah, the girl is tired when I'm in that heat.
Yeah.
Going through the menopause. Yes, and then it's
That
hot
one don't
outside,
hurt
it's hot
neither.
inside. It's just too much. But when like you said, sometimes we do hold back certain parts of ourselves. However, when I see you on social media, you are open. You do share. You share your family.
I do.
You love traveling. Oh my goodness, that's such a beautiful
Listen,
thing
that's in
to
my
be able to do
DNA.
that. Yes.
Yes.
Every time I look, I'm like, okay, when's she coming back? I mean, does she live and work here? I mean, I'm
Right,
just
right. Listen, and that's another thing too. I love to travel and with my children, just to give them an opportunity to see something different, And part of that is teaching. Whenever we travel, I make
Absolutely.
sure that we're doing something educational so they know what's history behind where we're going. So that's another desire that I love to do. Is
Absolutely.
travel and see the world. And I know they'd be like, "Girl, are you home?" No.
And it's what it's and I laugh about you being gone all the time, but it's not only is it impactful and teaching your children, it's teaching us as well because it teaches us that we should enjoy life. We may not be able to travel as much as you do. However, take some time for yourself.
As you should.
Take some time with your children. Spend time with them. We live in a generation now where a lot of times electronics
Yes.
will raise children, but and sometimes electronic has its proper place. However, spending that quality time with our children and building memories that will last a lifetime, that you will be able to look back years from now and appreciate the fact that you did that with your babies, and they'll be able to appreciate it, and they can take it from generation to generation.
Exactly.
That's you're teaching us to to do that, even through just watching you do it,
Well, thank you.
to enjoy life. Yes.
That's it. Just teaching the kids, like I said, something unique, something different. Having an opportunity for them just to shine their own way, because when they go back to school, they're like, "Oh, we went here, we went there," and sometimes the students they don't believe them, and I'm like, "Well, why not?"
Because it's rare. It is.
It is rare, but at the same time, I'm like, God allow us the opportunity to do so. So I make sure I teach them too that is by the grace of God that your mama can get up and go and do what she do in order for us to go and travel. I'm always grateful, and I always teach my kids too that you got to have gratitude. We got to be grateful for the things that we're doing. Like you said, some people, unfortunately, they're not fortunate to do so. So I don't count it robbery at all. I'm at work sometime. I'm like, "Oh, Lord, I thank you." They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Don't you see how we can get around the world? What you talking about? You better thank God that you can do this, Because, I'm just grateful for that. So.
And we should be. We should be. Life throws a lot at us, but when we think about the opportunities that God has given us, just like you said, just being able to be at work. Sometimes, my husband and I wake up and we'll say, okay, well, millions not in the account, we got to get up and go to work.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, we check it every morning.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Yeah,
It's
we
coming.
we check it every morning. However, at the same time, having a level of gratitude that we have resources. And, I've learned through life's experience that my job is definitely a resource and not my source, because
God is the source.
God is the source. So if He provides us with a resource that we know that we are being provided for, then we should be grateful for it. Even when, we feel like we are ready to go a different path, or, sometimes we're tired. However, there are people who would love to be in our position. They would love to get up and gripe about work.
Right.
You know?
Right. That is
They would
so
love
true.
for them people to tap their nerves on that.
Right. On that phone call. It's funny because my siblings, they be like, you ain't never got no money, but you be traveling around the world. I be like, how much money?
I
I
know
God got it. Don't be
that.
talking about me. God got it.
That's right.
Like I said, I know where my source come from.
That's right. And favor.
That's it.
Favor will open doors that money can't.
That's it.
Yes. And so we have to be, that's why you have to stay rooted in Christ, because like you said, one of the things that I carry with me, you said it years ago, you said, God, your will, your bill.
That's it.
And I don't know if you still use that, but
of
I
course
do.
I do. Yes. Your will,
your bill.
your bill.
Your bill. So, when we think about that, it's just simply saying that, God, you are our provider.
And
So if you've called me to it, that means that you've already provided provision for it.
And even with all that I do concerning the ministry, I can't do any of that without God. I can't do any of that without His grace, without His mercy. And that's, once again, that goes back to being grateful, that I can do those things because of Him. A lot of time people, they do certain things and it's like they did it themselves. It's this thing called, what is it? Man-made. It's like a big thing called man-made. I'm like, man-made? What are you talking about? It's God. God made you, So I always make sure that I acknowledge who He is in my life, because He's the forefront. Like I said, once again, I can't do nothing without Elohim.
Nothing. And even when we're sitting here talking, the very breath that we breathe belongs to Him. And if He didn't give it to us, we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
So we always have to be in a state of gratefulness. Gratefulness for life in general, and everything, give thanks, even the things that don't, I always say that everything is not good, but when I'm praying, God, everything may not be good, but you are good.
That's it.
And so as long as I got you, I'm good. So
part.
yes. And so your life is definitely an example of that. Just like you said, your family said, well, you might not have it, but it doesn't matter if you have
God
it.
got it.
God got it. God
Yes,
got it. Yes. And so if He got it, well, because I belong to Him and He's my daddy, then truly I do have it. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I'm gonna need you to stay over there and stop minding.
Right. As I said, stop minding my manners.
You what?
Stop mind your manners.
Oh my
That's how my mother
gosh.
was. She would travel everywhere. And they'd be like, Mommy, how you traveling? You ain't got no. She'd be like, mind your manners. I got it. I mean, if he took care of people with 2 loaves and some fish, he'd be stretching my $2.50. For real.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Yes, God is good.
Yes, you have to have the faith to know that He's going to do what He promised. And He promised to be our provider. And if He said it, it's facts. There's no negotiating with that. If God said it, if you believe it, then it is so.
That's it.
The only reason that you may not receive something is because you get in your own way. You get in your own way. I've done enough of that. So yeah. So I'm good over here. Let's try.
God, you got it. Let me stay over here. Let me stay in the kid place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've given us your information on how to contact you. So before we end, because time always is so short, I want you to tell me something that encourages you and that would be able to encourage someone else. A part of your journey that you look back on and you say, every time that was God. And it just, your spirit starts to smile because it encourages you so much that if he did that, why won't he do this? I can keep on going.
Well, honestly, that's my whole life. I mean, if I can encourage anybody, just keep God first and the rest shall follow. That's it. That's my center. Keeping God first and the rest shall follow. Because I know he's going to provide. I know he's going to take care of me. Even when my body aching, even when a sickness may come on, I know it's not unto death. As long as I keep God first, the rest shall follow.
The rest shall follow. Well, Khadiyah, thank you so much for joining me today with your beautiful smile and your cute hair, girl.
What they be doing now? Clock it, clock it, clock it.
That's what they do?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that one.
I got the teenagers, so I got to make sure
you got
clock
the
it,
babies.
clock it.
Yeah, I miss stuff until I get around my nieces and nephews. I'm like, what?
Right. I got to keep up with them. So I know what's going on.
Well, thank you for encouraging our hearts through laughter. And we miss Michelle today, but she's going to have to make an appearance.
She will.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you all for once again joining us for this week's episode. Again, I always want you to be reminded that I am not, you are not, we are not inadequate, but we are beautifully reconstructed. Until next week.
To transform every